Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. The Mag 7 was a little bit red. Things were popping, though. We definitely had some poppers, and let's see what's happening here. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. And this is how the heat map looked right there. So Microsoft and NVIDIA is really red. Google, Meta, Amazon, Tesla, Apple, all of them red right there. So letting some people hop on. Hope everybody had a great day. Good seeing everybody hop on here. Like I said, I wish I knew who was all hopping on, but go ahead, post what you want to look at. We'll go ahead and look at our list right here. I did post it out, so each evening, if you're new listening, I post out the list on our X. So if you're not following along, definitely follow along, and we will find all the poppers because we found them today. We were early on all of them. So let's see what's going on today, and I will start right here with OCEA. It's been on the list for a little bit, and then we haven't lost track of it. We've known what it was doing, and today, guess what it did? It got popping there. So OCEA right here. Let's check it out. Whoop, there you go. And look at that thing. It was at right under 6 cents. It ran up to over 13 and a half, and it's right under 9.5 cents right now. So OCEA, that was 100% a run up right there today. So there you go with that one. And again, just perfect stuff right there when we see what's going on and just nail them. Again, you can't have them exactly on the date, but we come pretty close. We watched it get set up and knew it was really close right there. So there you go with your OCEA right there. And let's take a look at our PTPI because that was on the list, Petros Pharmaceuticals, and that one ran up today. So a bunch of them did run up as the Mag 7 was pulling back, and this one went from 7 to 23. It's back to 12. So there you go with PTPI, and that was cruising up. And again, it's in this channel, so watch for it to just run around in here, and that's exactly what you want to see. So there you go with PTPI right there. So let's keep an eye on that one, why it sets up into that channel, and it could get popping even more. VVPR, this one was a monster as well today. This one we had way down here, and it stayed in the top right there. Look at that thing just bouncing right back up, and it did move quite a bit today. 232 to 550, and it's at 403. And I'd keep an eye on this. It's up here. It looks like it might keep some momentum in the morning, so you might want to keep an eye on that VVPR in the morning and see if it wants to stay up in the top right there. And let's look at Surge because this one was surging right here. So let's see what's happening. Oh, let me click it. Surge pays. We looked at this last night, and here it is right here. It is cruising along. SURG, and it was popped up there early. I know that 262 up to 295, and then it's at 222 right now. So that's SURG right there. Good old Surge, and we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow, but that could be pulling back. I don't know though. Look at it, still in the top right there. An interesting look with them double support lines right there. So we'll have to look at SURG in the morning and reevaluate it after that pop-up. But it did run, and we'll see what it wants to do. So let's look at Surge in the morning. And how are you, Luis Rodriguez and Daniel Lewis and Laptop Travel? How is everybody tonight and everybody else tuning in? Let me see. I don't see. Like I said, I wish I knew everybody that was tuning in right here. I used to know, but I appreciate everybody that comes on and hangs out with us. And again, we're just going to roll right through this list, see what's going to be popping for tomorrow, just like we do each night. So GDHG, this is a great one right here, running up into the top. It could top out up here, but again, we were early, and it's probably going to pop up again tomorrow, I would assume, as that 20 and 50 meet up right there. 310 to 470, and it closed at 423. So there you go with GDHG, and we were definitely on this one, that's for sure. How are you, David A., and everybody else hanging out? Like I said, shoot a comment over and post a stock ticker if something's not on the list that you want to look at. We will definitely take a look at it. So yeah, GDHG, look look at this guy. I mean, just cruising up there. And like I said, we'll see how high it can get there tomorrow. But it did get over that 200-day right there, and it kind of wants to move a little bit more. So it does look good, GDHG. I would keep an eye on that with some momentum. And how about that lion? I know we've always looked at this, the lion and the cheetah and the jaguar, but Laptop Travel knew this thing was reverse splitting right here today and knew it was going to be running. And we definitely looked at it, and it definitely looked good, I must say. And there you go, the reverse split run up 4 to 473, and it closed at 446. So it was up there today, running around, and we'll see. I don't know if it's going to bounce back off, but it was a beauty to run up today. It could, and then get set back up, and that's what we're going to be looking at for a lot of these right now. And again, like I've been saying, Trump's using that tariff word to control the market right now, and you just never know what day he's going to pull it. It looked like the market wanted to run up, and then tariff talk today on cars, and boom, everything's Mag 7's red, pulls it back real quick, and they have it with a light switch exactly when they want to do it. So you got to be really careful, and you just can't tell, because again, it's just whenever he wants he feels the need to do it, and they know what they're looking at. And I'm not in that inner circle, so I can just tell you what they're doing, but I can't tell you exactly what day it's going to happen. And so yeah, we'll take a look at that and stocking up for futures on here. And who else? I said David and Daniel and Luis Rodriguez got a bunch on here. So yeah, you just post them up. We'll take a look at everything. And yeah, the lion was running today, so that was a nice one right there. And let's see. And honestly, like I said, we're going to have to see if it's going to get through. Look at it. It looks like it could run up to this 20 and bounce off of that. We'll look at the lion tomorrow, but it did run up perfectly today. And our APDN was up most of the day and then pulled back. It's getting really close. It just made that little flat look right there at the end. And yeah, nothing crazy unless it's not going to make it through. And they've been crawling through recently until Trump pulled that old tariff word out today. So we'll have to see tomorrow, obviously. Hopefully it didn't jack them all up and they start bouncing back off these MACDs, because they were just running right through and cruising along and looking great. So it's one of them things that's every day it just gets crazy. You just never know, but you have to go with what they look like, and then obviously the patterns, and it did it. They were breaking it, so we'll have to see tomorrow for APDN, and hopefully, obviously, a bunch of us are in it, so hopefully it can get right through. I mean, it's there, so we'll see what it wants to do, but the Trump tariff talk today definitely didn't help this bad boy, or any of them, obviously, except for some of them real small penny stocks that were just, set up to blast off. So we'll see if this one can get through right there, but a lot of the patterns changed right back to where it could hit the MACD and bounce down, where they were just going right through it. So if they did go through it in these last few days, they got lucky, and they're going to stay up there and keep bouncing around. This DMN is getting set up. We were looking at this yesterday off that nice little dip right there. We've kept an eye on it, and we were saying, this looks like it wants to roll off that MACD, and take a look at it. It wants to roll off that MACD, and you got plenty of room from 4 to 13 right there. So keep an eye on this Damon right here, DMN, because that's looking good. And again, we were looking at that this week. And how about this DGLY staying patient on here? It might have really paid off, because it definitely dipped down. Remember, we were talking about it yesterday, how low it got, and I was saying I was definitely going to be keeping an eye on this guy today, and it is up a little bit right here, and it probably bottomed out. Look at it. It's looking pretty good to try to get rolling up, and even if it goes from 4 to 6 right there, that's a pretty good bounce. So there you go with DGLY. You can keep an eye on that one as well, but that one's setting up and looking way better down here from that 3 cent and 4 cent than it did when it was in the 6s and up. So that is our DGLY, and that BON, that was just up a little bit today, and this one's getting set up, and I know we talked about it last night. And it is a setup right here, and it has a couple days left, it looks like. So let me track it tomorrow, this BON, and we will see when it wants to roll. But it does look like it could just get curling up and cruising at any moment. So keep an eye on BON right there. And that AGMH, we've gone over this week as well, and it's been kind of just jumping around right here, trying to get through, and now it finally looks much better. You could tell yesterday it had that weird look, and we've checked it out a couple days right here, and it does look like it's trying to push its way up here, AGMH. So keep an eye on this one as well, because look at that curling up and tries to get to this 20 up here, which is at 14 cents, and you're at 7. So another good one right there, AGMH, that looks like it could move. So DMN, DGLY, AGMH, all looking good right there. ALLR, we've been watching this one as well, and a lot of these we've been tracking forever, but they are setting up again. And look at this thing, open and close at the same price right there, 114. But let's see over here what it did. 113 and 112, pretty similar, but yeah, it's getting set up. Look at that 20 and 10, 20 and 50 meeting up, and it looks like it wants to stay above it. So definitely keep an eye on ALLR for tomorrow as well. And this one was on the list for last night and was popping up here, AQB. And we did mark this as a pretty good one, and I would say it was because it started to run today. Look at that thing. It went almost nearly from the bottom all the way up into the top right there, AQB. And it was, we saw it last night. It was running up again. The FinViz doesn't exactly show the thing accurately, but it ran up yesterday up to, 125. And then today it opened at 113 and ran up to that 127. We saw it this morning. It was running up there, and it even closed at 96, so it's not even that bad. And again, look at it, just got up into the top. It's through everything. I would definitely be keeping an eye on AQB for some momentum in the morning, because that one could have it right there. So you want to keep an eye on this Aqua Bounty Technologies. And from what I might have heard today, FinViz is trying to get the price action correct within the next month here. So we'll see what happens. And so yeah, maybe by the end of April-ish, they might have it done, they said. So we'll see. And but they said they are trying to really work on it and get that figured out for them. So I don't know. I guess they got to like reprogram everything. I guess it's a big job. I have no idea. You would think it was easy, but nothing's actually ever easy. And they probably had the same setup since like the dinosaur ages, obviously. So I guess they got to try to like convert it into something newer. I have no idea, but I was talking to them, and yeah, that's what they said. They said they're really trying to get it done in the next month or so. So that would be awesome. I said that would be amazing. And I did tell them that this up here, the short interest and the options and stuff, is definitely cool. So they are trying to get it up to speed. So that would be good. I guess they're tired of hearing me on my show complain about it. But nah, I think they do want to get it right. I mean, it's just, you have to change with the times, obviously. And it's just gotten way crazy with the 4 a.m. Market movements that you got to kind of keep track of it now. So I'm sure they understand, and they're trying to get that worked out. So that would be great as well. And yeah, if we had two of them, like the Trend, and again, TrendSpider, incredible. And you have so many options on here, like the actual make your scanners and everything else. And obviously the charts are amazing. You can set them up any which way you want. You have a lot of anything you want to do on here, you can set them up. Obviously I like them pretty bare, so I only like to see like an RSI and MACD, and now the 20s and 50s, and I don't even think I had the 200 added on there, so it didn't even matter. But anyway, here's AQB. It did jump up yesterday, jumped up a little today, and again, I would keep an eye on that for some momentum in the morning, and hopefully we get our live action all day on FinViz. That would be cool. And HIT right here, this was running up into the 80s today, and we were looking at it yesterday into the 90s, actually 74 to 95, and it came down to 76 right there. And another one just trying to get set up, kind of went flat at the end of the day. Like it needs to know what it needs to know what it has to do tomorrow. So it's an interesting look as it was curling up. It looks like, it looks like it wants to take off. Look at this big old fish hook right there. So keep an eye on HIT, because that's definitely getting set up right there as well, and was moving today. And good old HEPA looking a little better, guys. So keep your eye on HEPA as well. after that split, look at it, it's curling up and it's looking way better. Yesterday looks like it could have bottomed out right there. So HEPA is another one, guys, that you can keep an eye on, and your 20s way up here like 260 something. We're like 71 cents after that reverse split. So another really good one right there. I'm telling you, there are so many setups right here. It's insane. Remember last week I was saying, I posted that out, I see a lot of great setups. Well, there you go. There was just tons of them, and they looked amazing. And, you know, we can see them a little bit early generally, so you just got to track them down and see exactly when they're ready to bounce, because they do pull back if you try to get in too early. A lot of times they'll pull back pretty significantly on you. Clue right here. This was trying to run up the other day, pulling back, and again still flat on that line. And that 20's getting closer. I think we just leave it on the list just for a few more days, guys, because look at that thing. It's getting really close. Something's happening here. It's either going to go way down and into the base and be done, but it looks like that bottomed out there, so it does look like it has a pop in it, and its low is 190 right there. Yeah, 190 up to 235. It opened at 233. It pulled back. We'll see if it's trying to dip and rip. It is pulling back right here, and your 20 is trying to aggressively chase it, so we will see what's up with that, because that recently split too. It doesn't stay it on here because they changed the names and stuff, and announced share consolidations, and they call it a bunch of different things now to trick up, I guess, the algorithm. I don't know, because they always just called them reverse splits, and we saw some other interesting names as well. Hey, we'll look at these other I forgot to write them down, but they're over here. FAMI, we were looking at these China ones yesterday, and look at this thing crawling up right here, just a little bit flat. And again, they just want to know what they need to do tomorrow, but look at that thing. It looks really good, I would say. So keep your eye on FAMI. It does look like it wants to move. And how about that Easy Go right here? This thing looks like it's getting set up, and that looks like it could have bottomed out today. So let's take a look at it. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Easy Go, 38 to 40. It came to 36, and it's back at 40 and a half, and it looks like it's at its high. Yeah, it's at its high right there, ready to roll. So another great one. Keep your eye on Easy Go, EasyGO right there, and Mogu, MOGU. This was down a penny, but it was kind of run up. Look at this setup. It's trying to squeeze right up there. So another pretty decent one. Look at it. It was running up 229 to 242. It's at 227 in this channel, but it is setting up. Maybe it pulls back tomorrow a little bit, so watch for that. But not another really good one, and these are all China ones that are just getting set up just like this one just did. GDHG ran up some more today, and it's in the top, so it could get cruising some more, guys. So you just want to keep your eye on GDHG. And UCAR right here, UCAR, and this thing is dipping down. Actually, it was more set up yesterday, and let's look at it. Yeah, it was running up to that line today at 266. That it opened, that was its high, and it came down 250 to 251. So it was touching that line, and it is pulled back. We'll have to see what UCAR wants to do tomorrow. It could pull back right there. And that LICN, let's see, that was up 80 cents. And remember, we looked at this last night as well, and there you go. We were saying, I'm telling you, Clue's going to try to do the same thing right here. So just keep your eye on that. And I was saying this one as well, because it split at the same time as Clue did, and they both were running flat. It could just run at any point, and there you go. Watch this one tomorrow. So LICN bouncing up, and they named it a reverse split and a name change, huh? I don't remember if they changed the name. It's been the same ticker. I don't know when that takes place. But anyway, doesn't matter. It ran up today. And there you go for them China ones. And I'm telling you, they're looking good. They'll start blasting off just like this one did. And it'll be rolling. So I don't know when this one, it might have ran all day, I guess. But I didn't even notice it, to be honest. It closed up there at its high, so it was definitely cruising at the end of the day. LICN. And there you go with them. And UOKA, this one's just been sitting right here, and look at it, right in that channel with that weird look, trying to get moving again. So keep your eye on this. Look, just a little pullback, and this is, it's getting set up. So see where it comes down to, and then this thing will get running. And it has these big old spike ups, and it has been running up for us pretty well. So just keep an eye on that as well. And LAC, this one is dipping down. Oh, I don't know how that happens. I really don't. I can't do it if I try to. It just automatically happens sometimes. But this one is dipping down. It's trying to hold itself in that channel, and I don't know if it's going to keep itself. I was looking at it today, and maybe it will. I seen it was pulling back, I guess, when it was spiking down here, and I was like, whoa, but I guess it closed up there where 288. And that is like right there. So it's under, it could roll off. It doesn't, I mean, it wants to stay in that channel, which would be perfect, but it was pulling back today. As you can see, I saw it was down under, and I was like, whoa, that thing's looking bad. And it was pulling back pretty hard. So we'll look at it, the Lithium Americas Corp. But if it stays in that channel, it gets set up and running. So yeah, it just was that look earlier. That's all, but not so bad. And AIM here, another one just in this channel, coming to that 20 today. And another one should stay in here. Look at it, was coming down, should roll off. So we know they run up a couple days, pull back, and then set up to run up some more as they roll off the MACD. And OCGN right here was up 2 cents. And remember, guys, we looked at it, and we'll see. It's trying to get to that top. We'll look at it, but look, that 20's turning up there. Exactly what we were talking about. I mean, we started looking at this back here, guys, and I said, yo, this thing, and look, it was a disaster back here. It didn't look nearly as good. You could tell it was coming down. I said, yo, let's track this thing to the bottom, because this thing's going to get set up, and I think the chart's going to turn around, and you're going to see this thing just start blasting off. We found that bottom right here at 51. We knew that next day here it was moving. So even if you got in at its high at 58, you're at 73 today, and look at it. It's setting up. Maybe it pulls back a little bit, but we are good there. OCGN. And that was a beauty, guys, because I'm telling you, look at it. You can tell it might pull back right there and then get set back up. So, and then I think the chart might get set up with it. We're going to obviously keep an eye on it because we tracked it perfectly down here and run up. And let's see if it does change around, because it would be really good. They might have some kind of good catalyst. Yeah, I don't know what nothing there. Anyway, they DSMB approval to continue dosing in phase 1 trial of something OCU 200, and that happened the other day. I mean, it's not like we ever look at it, but yeah, I guess they have some good news going on. That's why it's running up there. But it did look like, I mean, we followed that chart pretty well, and that's exactly what was happening. So LRHC, and the charts tell the story. So if you scroll down, we never look at news, but you can see that was happening the other day. Basically like a week ago, and we never even looked at it. I never scrolled down on this, and we just knew it was coming down and going up. That's all we knew. And there you go. That's the reasoning behind this. There's the news for it. And yeah, if that thing, whatever that trial or whatever is going well, this thing's going to just start taking off, and you can see it back here. So that's what you see. Just look for them things. LRHC right here. I think that's still its bottom when it comes back all the way down there, and maybe it'll pull back a little bit. You can see it was trying to get over that 20, and tariff talk wasn't helping this one either, I guess. So not looking terrible there, and it's trying to, actually, it looks better at the end of the day than it did. Yeah, look at it closing up there. So it got up to its high. It actually looks better at the end of the day. I know it wasn't looking perfect today, but it doesn't look too bad right there, and it is trying to push that 20 at the end of the day. So we'll see what LRHC is up to tomorrow. Keep an eye on that one as well. And like I said, it's been trying to stay in this channel. It just needs that 20 to crawl up, and it does look a little better at the end of the day there. So that is good. And Rhyme right here dipped, but then went up in the after hours. I believe it says right there. I just happened to notice it, and it's pulling back to that 20 today. it was looking really good right there. And yeah, just some pullback. Let's see, 249 to 253. It's closed at 220 right there. So that's what it says. We'll have to see. It's sitting right on that 20, so maybe just a little healthy pullback, but setting up in a great spot. We know they bounce around as well. This 20 just has to get curled up to move it, and it is getting set up, so they're not moving extremely fast. We do know that. I think sometimes I kind of forget that they're in like slow motion right now as well, because they do take a few days extra to seem to set up for whatever reason. But yeah, that one, just watch for it to bounce around a little bit, but getting set up right there and in a good spot. You can see it. So RIME, not bad right there. And that TTD, I definitely pulled back today. I think it gave back everything it ran up the last 2 days. Look at that. But honestly, not even looking bad. It was hitting that 20 right there and just a little bit of pullback. And like I said, it could try to just get rolling off and get into this channel and start moving. So we'll keep an eye on TTD. We knew it was looking good down here. We were watching it here, bounce down and move up. And again, I think it still might bounce up there. So we will keep an eye on TTD, Trade Desk, and LMT. That good old Lockheed Martin, you notice, isn't staying down for that long. It's trying to bounce up. I don't think it's really ready to get crazy. It might even bounce down tomorrow. Had that nice bounce off the bottom for a couple days, and I think you might see a little bit of pullback is what it looks like at the moment right there. Yeah, I think this one pulls back to get set up. I don't know if it's going to really get blasting off right there. Let's see. They were awarded a $208 million Air Force contract modification, so I bet they were happy. But anyway, they lost a $20 billion contract to Boeing the other day, and that's why it took a big old dip right there on the 21st. And yeah, it's trying to move its way up. I don't think it's ready yet, so just watch for it to run up like it did and then pull back and run up a little bit more. And that's what you're looking at for Lockheed Martin and WTG, that Newton Golf. And it is getting right in that spot, guys. Look at this thing. I would be watching this tomorrow. It looks good. Good right there. Look at that. Newton Golf setting up, and we've been following this. That was your bottom. It ran 160 to 245 already today, and it's at 183. And I would keep an eye on good old Newton Golf right there. And they did recently split as well and change their names, because it was Saks Parente Golf. I forget what the stock ticker was, but it was like SPG something. It could have been a C. I don't really remember. Let's see. SPG. It won't come up, I don't think. Nah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It is Newton Golf now, NWTG, and that is setting up to get moving. It was running today. We were tracking this one as well. And this MRM, guys, I'm telling you, this thing looks like it's much better. Look at it trying to base out right here. Let's make sure it has that base, and you might get a movement going because it looks pretty good. Yeah, look at it trying to get cruising. Keep an eye. We'll make sure it definitely tries to get curling up. You don't want it to set up and then come down a level right here, because that'll be pretty big from the 41s into the 30s. And so we'll definitely make sure on MRM. I'll keep an eye on that one and see what it wants to do tomorrow. And good old Top Ship right here finally pulled back a hair. But again, we looked at this thing and it had just run up on accident. We looked at it, TOPS. Oh, let me see, TOPS right here, and it did run up yesterday, and it doesn't even look bad today on that pullback. So it looked like Pac-Man was going to gobble it, and it shot it right up. So pulling back, maybe it tries to curl up a little bit, and it's one of them grease ones. And yeah, looking good, right? I mean, was looking good, just a little pullback, and not even looking bad. Maybe it pulls back and gets set up once more to run higher right there for TOPS. And that's Starbox is STBX, right? That's what that one is. Starbox Group, that's what it is. And this thing's getting to be in the right spot, guys. So keep an eye on this thing. I know that 20 is way up there. It's hard to tell exactly, but it could just bounce off at any moment. Look at that look it has, just kind of trying to run up there and pulling back. I say definitely keep an eye on this as well in the morning, because this one's getting set up. So it's good old STBX Starbox, I think, is trying to get set up right now. That's what it definitely looks like to me. And we've been looking at it, and it's looking a little bit better. And that's why you have to be patient, because you get them at way better prices, and then they just pop out of their mind. So it's much better anyway. And BTOG, this Bit Origin, we were waiting to see if it wants to roll off this MACD, and then it pulled back today. So that's what BTOG is up to, and we'll see still if it was like kind of buried in that line. It looked like it was trying to roll off as it was over, and now we'll have to see if it wants to actually pull back here and go down. So we'll keep an eye on this BTOG. It did run up massively, and we'll see if it can curl back up again, and I'll let you know. An HKPD right here was down 11 cents. And that one was looking much better yesterday. And again, just a little bit of pullback. It didn't want to get flying yet. So we'll have to keep an eye on it, HKPD. But it doesn't look bad right there. Look at it on the 20, and it looked really strong yesterday. So you know this thing can get moving. And this is one of them Hong Kong ones. And usually when the China ones get moving, the Hong Kong ones usually get flying up too. You'll see a couple big poppers off of them. And this thing just has that recipe, it looks like. So just keep your eye on it. We'll watch for the pullback on HKPD. I'll be watching that tomorrow, see what it wants to do, and I'll let you guys know. So here we go. Let's see what FBGL is doing. That's at FBS Global, and I know it ran up the other day, pulling back today to that 20. Nothing real crazy, but yeah, just pulling back. Opened at 110, closed at 108. And I mean, it's not looking real bad. We'll have to see that tomorrow. Just see if it wants to stay where it's at or come back some more, touch that 20. But it could try to pull back down towards there to get set up. So have to take a look at that one. And SYTA right here. This one it was set up the other day when we were looking at it to run up, and honestly, it looks pretty good again today off of that. So let's look at it. Yeah, that's not looking bad. It did run yesterday, I remember. And let's see, it's setting back up 210 to 236. It was at 220, hitting that 20 again. So we'll have to see. It is trying to get set back up. Look at it trying to curl. And not looking bad right there. So another one I'll keep an eye on, but I think it is trying to get set up right there for SYTA. And let's take a look at our logic mark, LGMK right here. And that one's bottoming out as well. We've been watching it dip down, and it looks like it is, and it's going to try to roll off. I think this is a really good one to keep an eye on as well for tomorrow. Well, let me type it in correctly. And yeah, look at this. Remember, it did try to run yesterday early in the morning, 11 to 16. You wouldn't know on FinViz. This is the one I think we were talking about yesterday. And yeah, it only got up to 10 and pulled back. So it never ran up, but it ran up early in the morning right there. Almost hit the 20 and then pulled back yesterday. And today it was 8 cents up to 10. It's at a little over 9 right there. And like I said, it is trying to roll off and looks much better to make a base curl up. Keep an eye on LGMK, good old logic mark tomorrow, because that's looking good. And how about HIMS right here, HIMS and hers? Hope I got to spell it right. And that took a dip, actually. It was hitting that 50 right there. It was in that channel. I do remember this chart right here. And let's see. Yeah, it didn't want to stay in there, so it might come back down a little bit. We'll see. It's trying to curl down, but it's trying to hold itself up. It has that resistance right there, or support right there. And it has some good resistance up here. It's in a tight little channel right there. So we have to see what it really wants to do, if it's going to cross through or if it's going to kind of roll off. So, and again, they've been breaking that pattern, and then you have Trump talking about tariffs today, so that could bring that pattern right back. We're the ones that were crossing right through the MACD and getting ready, and that we were expecting to, because they've been doing it and broke the pattern, may now hit them and bounce back down. So we have to keep a close look on that tomorrow. I was looking at them today, and really, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot. They were just kind of sitting around waiting to know what to do for tomorrow. So that's what we're looking at. But let's get a good idea of what's setting up and what looks good and not. SUNE, this actually pulled back a little bit. It was really good right there, and then that had to pull back, and the 20 is going to just ride down. So they could ride down in that 20 and then just curl up at any moment. And again, that moment's going to be when aren't the tariffs were supposed to kick in like April 2nd anyway, like automatically, because then you say that last month. So, I mean, I don't know why he needed to even say anything today. So you can tell what's going on, and you just don't know when he's going to be like, oh, yeah, tariffs or what. That's pretty much how they're controlling the market, guys. So you just have to be careful, and they did look really good yesterday, most of them, to run up, and especially the Mag 7, and of course they didn't run up today, obviously. So SUNE, let's take a look at it, just kind of pulling back right there, and we'll have to see what it wants to do. And that is your SUNE. Was looking really good the other day, and this MongoDB was looking good last night. Had that look like you didn't know what it wanted to do, but it's crossed up. So yeah, we have no idea. It could, I mean, they could bounce back up tomorrow, or they could continue to dip down. Like I said, he starts talking tariffs and pulls it off the table, and it's just all over the place, guys. And they know what they're doing. They're just controlling it like a light switch, like I keep telling you. So you just have to play it day by day and just see what they're going to be saying, and obviously play it smart, because these were looking good, most of them, and obviously they pulled back today, but that doesn't mean they can't bounce right back up tomorrow. We've seen it happen a million times, especially right now in these choppy markets. Adobe did pull back. It was looking really good, but hitting that line again, look, it looks like some healthy pullback, but at the same time, we know that pattern, but they've been breaking through. So is it going to break through, or is it going to hold that pattern again, since he called out tariffs? So that tariff pattern, it must be that where they come up and dip down. And yeah, every time he brings that up on the table, that's what we keep getting. So we have to keep an eye on these things in the morning clearly to get a better idea of exactly what's going to happen. And why, if I knew how to type YHC, that's it. LQR, that's that winery one, that distillery that took a huge dip right there. And let's see. Yeah, that was the other day we were talking about this, and look at it, just flat right there. I don't think it's really ready. It didn't make that big bounce, and we were looking at it for that bounce, and it is a little bit green today, but I think it's going to stay flat. I just don't see it popping up just yet, but we'll track it for sure and see when it's ready. I just don't see it ready. If it bounces, it'll catch me by surprise, but I'm not going to say it can't happen, but it just doesn't give you that look like it wants to. Let's put it that way. And good old DraftKings back down to the support line there. And another one, look, curled up, and now it wants to kind of curl back down and come down a little bit. But it could easily bounce back up tomorrow and keep itself up here. Look at that. So who knows what they want to do. And again, it's just day by day, and we know it's a choppy market. You got to play it like that, but we like to have a good idea of what we're looking at, and obviously we'll see if they can. They could all open up totally green and just been an overreaction today. Everything's been a huge reaction and overreaction to everything, so that's why we have to keep an eye on things pretty daily and almost to the minutes, because Trump's not out there. He's not like he's not taking naps like Biden was during the day. Dude's just nonstop doing stuff and tweeting, not even really tweeting out that much. He's just on there doing stuff. So, and you hear about it, and it changes the markets relatively quickly. So it's all big reactions right now. So we all always keep our eye on it and see what's going on. So that's DraftKings, and we'll look at it. And this NAAS right here, NAS Technology. I think Nas owns this company. Look, it's been bouncing up. It tried to get through, and it went right into the basement right there. Let's see. Look at old Nas Technology. And that is, I don't know, it might pull back some more. It looks like it's, I don't know if it's really ready to curl up right there. I can't say that it looks like it, so it could pull back a little bit more. And that is NAAS and ONCO right here. There's them two that are like very similar letters like this, and I keep getting them both confused. And this one's trying to curl up right here. ONCO. And there you go. It ran up a little, 10 to 14, and it's at like just over 11 cents. So it opened and closed pretty similar prices, and not looking bad, I must say. Keep your eye on ONCO. That one could get moving again tomorrow. And there you go with that side. We'll knock through the rest of the list. And like I said, let me know if you guys want to see anything. Post it up, and I'll take a look at it. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. And those of you that are just checking out the show, it's the live show. We do this every night at 9 p.m. Then we do a pre-market show at 7 a.m. So if you're not following along, go ahead, subscribe or follow along and check it out. We do it all the time. I don't post the links anymore for the X account because they just come up on the top when I hop on now. So that's good. But it does live stream on YouTube and my Facebook page. I never changed it to the LinkedIn, but I probably should. Anyway, who cares? I think YouTube and the X is plenty, and X is where it's at anyway because that's where we love it. But I do see a lot of people on the YouTube, so that's cool, and I appreciate everybody coming on and checking it out. And it does give people, I know some of the stock twits people don't all have the X and used to ask to listen to the show, and we would just stream or just do the spaces, and they wouldn't hop on. But now I know a few of them, so they do like the YouTube stream, so that does work out well. And again, I appreciate everybody checking it out and hanging out. So here we go. We'll keep on cruising through, and what we're going through is a list that I basically compile from all of you guys, the listeners, sending them in, and then I just jot them all down every night, and we check them out. There's a few of them that we keep on a list, and then we kind of rotate them in and out as they pop and go here and go, pop up, and then they dip down. So we take them off the list. Like some of them today, like OCEA's been on there a little while, popped up nice. PTPI, we've been looking at the VVPR has been popping, and GDHG and the Lion. So there's a bunch of them that we've been looking at. Even that DGLY is getting ready, and ALLR, we've looked at that forever. I mean, that was what the first one that popped real big for us to get out of the basement, right here. Look at that thing. It ran in the basement forever and popped really big for everybody when we first started doing the show. So that was a good one. And anyway, here we go. We'll keep on cruising on MBOT right here. MBOT, Microbot Medical. And coming down, hitting that 20. And another one, guys, it looks like it wants to stay in that channel right there. Most of them do look like it. We don't want them coming out of the channel, let's put it that way. So we'll see. I think it's going to roll back off, and I do think they might be looking better tomorrow, but I can't guarantee you. I'm trying to get a better look because that is curling down. So yeah, they could pull back. I mean, it's a kind of a coin flip. They left it tonight, and they keep doing this to us. Obviously, they do it every weekend. They do it a lot on the nights, especially when, they start talking tariffs or anything. They make it really hard, and I just tell you what I can see, and I don't try to guess or make things up. So if I can't tell, I always say, let me check it out in the morning. So if you hear me say that, or I can't get a good look at it, I'm just being honest, and you can't really tell. But tomorrow you'll be able to tell even before they really start moving. Because the charts will reset up like how they want to move, basically, so you'll get a better idea. So sometimes you do just have to wait and be patient and not force anything, because if you try to force things, especially in this market, it'll probably screw you over. So GTEC, Greenland Technologies, that one dipped down here the other day, and that is curling up pretty nice, I must say. GTEC. I'd say it curled up real nice. Look at that, 241. I wasn't looking over there, guys. Again, that's why they're going to fix this thing. And because I wasn't looking at that, and it ran, again, it's like off the chart. No, it's up here. 241, it's up there. That's where we're at right here, where this thing is, where that X is right there. That's a heck of a run up right there. And look where we're at. We're under the 20. I said, hey, that looks like it's about to run. And we do this all the time. If it didn't show it right there, and obviously I ain't looking at that. I'd click on there, like, well, that ran, and there you go. So yeah, that did want to run, and it obviously ran up there in the after hours. 129 to 243. It's at 241 right now. GTEC, and I would say it was looking really good. So watch it for some momentum, if anything, in the morning right there, because it's just popped up in the after hours. So we'll have to get a better idea in the morning, but there you go with that one. And Northern Dynasty Minerals, NAC. I remember looking at this before, but I wouldn't chase this. It's way in the top and kind of pulling back. I mean, you could it could get stuck up in the top, but I wouldn't risk it, to be honest with you right there. I mean, you can look for it to try to bounce, but obviously I would look for better ones that are down in the bottom getting ready to run up. So that is not exactly where you want to look. I mean, sometimes when it just got in there, you can tell it wants to run up, but that does look like it wants to pull back. That's NAC, N-A-K. Not saying it can't pop back up into that top, but again, there's a lot safer ones, I feel like. And TGL, this Treasure Global, it ran the other day, and it is pulling back, just went cross down, went into the basement, it looks like, off of there. And let's see. I mean, it did cross down, but it's just riding that line. It kind of almost looks like it wants to bottom out. We'd have to look at it tomorrow, but it does kind of look like it's trying to bottom out. I don't think it's really going to pop. I mean, maybe it will, but because it's in that bottom, maybe it tries to pop right out, and your 20's up here at like 12, but I don't see it. And we could take a look at it tomorrow and actually see if it wants to get out of that basement again and curl up. If it doesn't pop up there, an SMCE, or is it SMLE? It's something. I don't know what the heck I wrote. I think it's a C. SMC something. What the heck? Maybe it was supposed to be an F. I see that. I don't see an E though. Let's see what this is. Nah, it's definitely not going to be that one. I don't even know what I wrote there. So anyone knows what that's supposed to be, just let me know. SMLE? No, it's not that. I don't even know. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. Sorry. An MGRX, unless it's actually a, I don't know, let me look over here. I didn't even think about it. SMCE. Oh, it's an OTC, that's why. SMC Entertainment. That might make a little more sense. And this one actually kind of looks like it bottomed out. You can kind of see this chart. It is pulling down here. So, yeah, maybe you get a run up, but I would be careful on this one still. It looks like it is pulling back. And that is an OTC, or SMCE. And, yeah, it's just, I mean, I could look at it, but like I said, you might get it to run up here. That 20 is going to push it back down, though. And that's what it looks like right there on an OTC. And anyway, MGRX, we'll take a look at that one. And that took a nice dip today. Look at it trying to break through and now dipping down right there on the last 2 days. That's a nice, look at that yesterday. 475 to 610 all the way down to 279. And then it pulled back more today. And, yeah, look at that thing. It tried to curl up there the other day, 2 days ago, and then it just didn't do it, and then ran up. I mean, that's a crazy chart, but again, look at that 20 coming down. So I could see it happening on there, and we'll watch it. I don't think it's bouncing right back up, let's put it that way. And that's your MGRX right there. And QMCO, let me see, QMCO, Quantum Corp. We do look at a lot of these, and they've been pulling back. That's why I haven't really gone over all of them, and it is in that channel still. Maybe we do get a little roll off on there. Let me see. I'll have to look. RGTI. That one's just kind of pulling back a little bit right there. And QUBT. And that one could pull back into that channel too, but get set up again. And they just recently ran up in QBTS. This one was run up. It's pulling back there. So yeah, they're not really ready to run at all. So we don't really have to go through all of them. RCAT right there. This one's almost trying to get set up, guys. We'll have to look at RCAT. I don't know if it's really going to, but it's trying to. And IONQ. And this one's hitting some resistance, so we'll keep an eye on some of them. And there you go with them, guys. And I think we just did QMCO, right? Yeah, that was the Quantum Corp. Okay. Just making sure. And JDZG, this one does look good right there. I mean, it's in that channel right there. JDZG. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, look at that. It ran up a little bit, 66 to 81, and it closed at 68. So it did run up there. I I don't see it on here, but it did. It must have did it in like the pre-market, probably JDZG, and it is up there and it's sitting over at 50. Not looking bad either. I would keep an eye on that one as well. JDZG, not bad setup there. MLGO, wasn't that just kind of running around flat? I'm telling you, I think this thing might try to roll back up, guys. That's what it was looking like today. MLGO. I would watch this thing in the morning, guys, because it could roll back up. Obviously, it's been way up there, but just keep an eye on it if it wants to keep some momentum and crawl back up. You can see it. Look at it. It seemed like it didn't want to come out of the basement for some reason. So we'll see tomorrow, but keep your eye on that early in the morning, guys. And how about B-Hat right here? Let's take a look at that bad boy. And we'll see what that's up to. Is down 21 cents, just pulling back to that bottom right there, crossing down up 13. It says in the after hours. I just happened to look over there, and let's see, pulling back. Let me look at it. That's an interesting one. Could be that bottom right there at 169. It's back at 196. Blue Hat Interactive. I know we've done this a million times. Just trying to get an idea if it wants to roll back off right at the moment. That's interesting coming down onto that. I have to look at B-Hat in the morning, guys. That's really an interesting look right there. And I'm definitely going to look at that one because I just can't really even get a good grasp. It wants to either bounce down and stay up, or it wants to come down and get into the basement and really kind of probably drag in there, which will get a good price. I think it almost wants to bounce, but if I had to guess, I would say it wanted to bounce back up, and it doesn't want to get in the basement again. It's more of just a guess, I think, than anything. And it did reverse split, it says there, on March 17th, so St. Patrick's Day. And yeah, there you go. They did announce it. So it recently split, so honestly, never really ran up. March 18th, it split that day, ran up the next day, pulled back. That's an interesting one, guys. We're definitely going to look at B-Hat right there in the morning because that is totally interesting. And how about Into the Mist right here? Let's see what that's doing. Milestone Pharmaceuticals. And this one, holy cow, this has a crazy look, guys. I would be watching the Mist tomorrow. Look at that. I told you it had a crazy look on it. Does it say it? It went up, yeah. That's a crazy look right there, and you can just see, look at it. It looks like it wants to go right back up. That's a crazy, crazy look on the Mist. 203 to 239. It's at 228 right now, and you might want to keep your eye on the Mist right there, MIST. That one's looking really good, so keep your eye on MIST right there. And let's see what else is going on this list. Only a couple more. CGTL, let's see. Creative Global Technology, that was cruising up today and looking good. CGTL, we were not looking at this, but look at it. Got right into the channel. I'd watch that. It looks like it wants to keep on cruising up there. That's a really good one right there, I think. CGTL. And how about this KAVL? I saw this today. It wasn't looking bad. Look at that thing getting set up off the bottom right there. I'd say KAVL is looking pretty good, guys. So you might want to keep an eye on KAVL tomorrow as well, because that's looking really good. That grabbed my attention today. So that's why I threw that on the list. So I popped that on the list for you at the end, and then someone asked about RNAZ at the very after I did that. I thought I'd save one, and then they added another one, but this one right here obviously ran up the other day, and it looks like it's kind of pulling back. It wasn't looking great. And aren't we waiting for a reverse split or something on this? Or they had an offering. That's right. It ran up and they had an offering at like 11 o'clock at night that night. Remember, at like 11 p.m. Yeah, 11 o'clock at night they had a direct offering, and then they closed the offering the other day, which was yesterday. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it and see when it's ready. And that is your RNAZ. But yeah, they had it pop up and then had an offering. They definitely screwed everybody. So that's what they love to do, and especially these penny stocks. And that's what happened there for RNAZ. But there you go with that list. And then we'll go through our laptop travel list and our Jolie's Jams. And again, if you want to see anything that I didn't go through or not on the list, just post it up. I see a bunch of them right there, and I'll definitely go through all the messages. As a matter of fact, we'll go through them right now. Here we go. AMGH. I think I might have did this one on here already. Hold on. What is it? I had it on the list. AGMH. That's what you're looking for. You have Daniel. It's AGMH, no problem. But yeah, we did that one already, and yeah, definitely looking good. We had it on the list the other day, and it surely is setting up right there. AGMH right there, looking good, guys. Your 20s up here at like 13. You're at like 7.5, a little over that, and you are looking good there, Daniel Lewis. And stocking up for futures here, and defense stocks. Defend was up. I know. You're right. No, it was up yesterday. I'm sorry. It was yesterday. My apologies. It might have ran up this morning, but it was up yesterday, I saw. And let's see. What here we go. It did run up though, 34 to 35.22, and then it came down to 33. I know it ran up yesterday right there. It was gapped up there. And let's see, they look like they might be pulling back to set up. We might have to go through some of them guys, huh? And see what's up with aerospace and defense. Let's see what else is going on. ARM was taken off of life support at $1.20. It tried to hold, but couldn't stay above. Let's see what ARM did. Did they break their arm here? 114. Yeah, you're right, Lewis Rodder. And honestly, ARM, you see that look, you might start seeing it on a couple other ones. They were looking great, and then all of a sudden you get that stupid tariff talk, and then everything starts dipping down, and then it's going to come back down to that territory, and you go, oh wait, we're going to pull the tariffs off on April 2nd when we're supposed to put them into effect, and then you'll see things pop back up. So again, just controlling the market. But yeah, arm got broken today right there, huh? I wonder if it was the right or the left arm, or both, right? It might be both real soon if it goes through. I'd say if it's the right arm first, and they're about to break the other arm if it keeps going. So yeah, you're absolutely right there. And that ONCO, that one ran today a little bit and dipped down and popped up some. So we've been looking at that bad boy, ONCO. David, yeah, it did run up there 10 to 14. And it was pulling back. It looked good today, and we'll see. It could continue its way up. It just has that weird look. Look, it opened and closed at the same price, basically. And it just wants some direction. But this one actually looks like it does want to go up, but I can't promise you because it is a choppy-ass market right now. It's pretty wild. And MSI, what's that? Motorola. Luis Rodriguez was dead on the money with this thing. He caught it right here, and it popped up perfectly. And honestly, looks like it wants to go up. Look at that one on that thing. We'll see. 430 to 436. It's at 431. Does not look bad, but on here they had it open and close, and 430 and 431. You can see it has that weird look on it, but it does look like it wants to curl up. Look at it. So I would check out MSI as well tomorrow. That's not looking bad right there. And Starbucks is on a launching pad. That's SUBX, right? Starbucks, if I'm from right. Yeah, Starbucks. Oh, yeah, you're right. Luis Rodriguez, you got that one. Might want to. Who said that? Is that? Yeah, that was Luis Rodriguez. SBUX right here, guys. Jot that one down. SBUX, good old Starbucks, looking great. Yeah, look at that thing. You're getting a run up to here to like into the 102 area. Might not be huge, but it'll be a couple percent for you. And they are going to get cruising. And that is good old Starbucks. So yeah, watch for that one to pop up. I like it. DMN, we definitely went over that one, and we'll check it out again. Oh yeah, that one's that one looking good. It's rolling off for tomorrow, and we had gone over that a couple times this week. And there you go, DMN definitely looking good for Damon. And the market is definitely bipolar, that's for sure. And Filtrate, thanks for doing it. You got it. I enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoy the show as well. I greatly appreciate everybody that tunes in. And here we go. Hope all is well. POV and SMCE for New York Minute. Let's take a look at it and see what SMCE, isn't that? Oh, that's that one that we looked at over there. And it was this SMC Entertainment. It's an OTCer, and it did dip down. Like I said, it's you might get a run up to this what, 0.0026, but it looks like it's going to get pushed down is what it looks like on that. So there you go for them. And again, I'm not the greatest at the OTCs. They just, some of the charts are okay, but some just aren't as good. And let's see what else is going on over here if I see anything. Barbara, how are you this evening? She wanted to see Rich Tech Robotics, which is RR. And look at this, Rich Tech Robotics. And it is just kind of sitting on that 50. I have a feeling it's going to pull back from that look. Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to get pulled back down here to roll back off, Barbara. So that's what RR looks like at the moment. Just a little bit of pullback into that channel again. And again, the tariff talk is just one of them things. So let's take a look and see. And so Friday, the 28th, Luis Rodriguez already posted out the stuff I didn't even have to ask. Look at that. Personal income at 8:30, personal spending at 8:30, the PCE index, and then the PCE year over year, core PCE index, core PCE, and then the consumer sentiment at 10. So that was all at 8:30. This is at the consumer sentiment is at 10, and then the Fed Governor Michael Barr speaks at 12, and the Atlanta Fed President at 3:30. So a busy day on Friday. It looks like that's going to be Friday. Not sure if anything's going on. Oh, here's tomorrow. There you go. I was going to say, I don't know if there's anything for tomorrow, but Luis Rodriguez already beat me to it, so I'll repost that out so you know. And here we go for tomorrow. Oh, the initial jobless claims is tomorrow at 8:30. That is that tomorrow? Is that yeah, the 27th? All right. And then the GDP second revision, the advanced U.S. trade balancing goods, advanced retail inventories, and the advanced wholesale inventories are all at 8:30. And then a 10 pending home sales. And 4:30, you got Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin speaking. And then at 4:30, the Boston Fed President Susan Collins. So there you go. A bunch of stuff going on the next 2 days. All kinds of stuff happening. So maybe that's what the markets are waiting for. And I forget what was tomorrow. The jobs claims and the GDP. So yeah, they're usually something to look at. And there you go. Thank you very much for them, Luis Rodriguez. And let's see what else is going on. Let me see. CISO. Let's see what that's up to, Barbara, as well. CISO. I know we looked at this last night, right? Yeah, CISO Global. And this one's trying to get set up. I think you have a few days. This one might run in the next week right here. CISO Global. A little bit of pullback. It ran up a little bit today from 59 to 64 and then pulled back to that 45. And yeah, I think you might have a little more setup time. It could be trying to base out. Just watch for any pullback on that one. And let's look at TEM. And that came back down. Let's see. Mac the Cranky Cook, TEM right here. And that's that Nancy Pelosi one. Came way back down. Yeah. And let's see, they are looking like they want to pull back a little bit, but I don't know if they crossed over that MACD. You could just have a little bit of healthy pullback again, overreaction with the whole tariff thing. We'll have to see it point down, but it can easily just point it back up and just keep it in that channel. So we'll keep an eye on TEM tomorrow, TEM, and good old Uber. Let's look at that. I don't even know how to say your name, Clyde PT Omer. I don't even know what that is. But anyway, let's look at Uber for you. How about that? Uber Technologies. And that just was dipping down. Oh, that's hitting down like that, huh? I wasn't even looking at Uber today. So let's look at it because that's interesting. And Uber could could fall down. We'll have to see if Uber can keep itself upright here, guys, because yeah, Uber could drop down into this channel again and then get pushed down. We'll have to look at it. It's sitting right there. I mean, like I said, they're just giving them all like a coin flip right now. Look at that thing. I mean, it could just roll right back up. Tomorrow, we're going to have to look and see what that market's doing. If they dip down, it has some serious support down here in the 70s, but obviously you don't want to get it and see it fall down on you. So let's look at Uber in the morning. It could go either way real quick right there. And that TNON, that ran up like crazy yesterday. It's amazing they run up and then you totally forget about them because look at that dip on it right out of right out of the top and right coming down. So TNON not really standing much of a chance right there. Not so sure it's going to bounce back up. I'd have to look at that in the morning. You keep an eye on it, see if it wants to pop back up. But that was that runner yesterday. And APDN did have news today. We posted that out earlier about that bird flu test or whatever. And let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I know that story I posted. They accused him of fraudulently disputing a credit card charge and encouraging others to do the same online. So, yeah, and that's what it says. We always thought this disputing credit card charges was a right of all card holders. And again, when you do that, your credit card company goes and investigates it. They don't just like give you back your money when you dispute it immediately. So they have to like figure it out. So the credit card companies figure it out. So in America, they thought it was they thought, these people were being defrauded, and they flew into Mexico and to Cancun for a family vacation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I tweeted out a story earlier. And they fly into Mexico. These couple, 60 years old, I think they were, and they locked them up, and they've been in jail in like some high security prison in Mexico for like 22 days. It's pretty crazy. And they even said that the hotel company has like up to 6 months to gather its evidence or something, so they could be in there for another 6 months. So yeah, pretty wild. I mean, these people just show up in Mexico for a family vacation and just get taken away by the authorities to a federal prison, like a crazy federal prison in Mexico. Could you even imagine? Like, that's your family, that just happens to you. So yeah, pretty wild story. I posted it. I saw it earlier, and I just thought that was fascinating. I was like, holy shit, could you imagine that happens to your family when you're like going on vacation? And they had paid for like a timeshare, and apparently they weren't allowed to use the timeshare anytime they wanted to use it or whatever the heck it was. I don't know. And then they canceled it. Like I said, they canceled on the credit card. The credit card company like reimbursed them like $100,000. And they went online, told other people how to do it, and then the Mexican government said that they defrauded the hotel or something. And so yeah, you can check out that story. It's a pretty wild story though. I mean, like I said, just think about it if it happened to your family, and like your parents are like in their 60 and they go to Mexico and end up in a Mexican prison. Could you imagine? That's crazy. I'm laughing because it's nuts, but yeah, you would be laughing if it happened to your family. That's for damn sure. You'd be like, what the hell is going on? So anyway, MBOT, I think we did look at this. It was just kind of pulling back. We're going to see if it can hold itself up there tomorrow and roll off the MACD. And again, they're just leaving them all where you can't really tell exactly, but another one we can definitely look at tomorrow. And here we go. Look at our laptop travel list and our Joey's Jams. And I think I got like almost all of them on the messages right there. And if I didn't, just let me know and I'll check them out. So if I missed you, just post it up and I'll check them out again. But here we go. We'll go through our laptop travel list and see what looks good over here. ACHV. What am I saying? ACHV. Yeah, Achieve Life Sciences. And that's sitting in a really good spot, guys. And another one, look at it, just doesn't know what to do right there. You can kind of tell it wants to stay in that channel and run up. I would definitely take a look at this tomorrow. Keep an eye on ACHV. It looks like it wants to move up some. And AEON. Let's see what AEON is up to right here. That one's getting to be in a great spot coming out of the basement, guys. I think this one's going to be a good one as well. AEON, look at that, right on that 20. So I would keep an eye on AEON as well. And ALUR, let's look at that one. That ran around today, and it opened and closed at 305. It got up to 335, down to 268. And it's just in that channel, just kind of hanging out. I'm not so sure it's going to run up again tomorrow, but it did run up some today. Let's take a look. I mean, it is right there. I'd have to look at this one tomorrow as well. You can tell it has a weird look, like it doesn't know what it wants to do, but it could obviously go and do something. I have to look at ALUR tomorrow as well, because that's a wild one. And let's take a look at ASTC right here, Astrotech Corp. That's not too bad. Let's try to look at these bounces. It just keeps bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. ASTC. And yeah, bounce right back into that channel right there, and it's not looking bad. Look at it, it's trying to stay up and bounce up. Keep an eye on that. That could easily get out of the channel. When it does, it will run up there, and that is your ASTC and BKYI. Let's see what you're doing here, and that's that BioKey. This thing has earnings, but setting up really good. And its earnings are tomorrow, and it is just bouncing around. But I'm telling you, this thing, we don't like earnings too often, but this thing doesn't look bad, guys. It ran today, 117 to 134. We were looking at it last night. Came down to 101 and closed at 113, and still doesn't look bad with its earnings coming up. Definitely one to keep an eye on. Again, we don't generally play earnings often, but that one does look like it's just set up in the spot. So I won't say I care about the earnings much, but it is getting set up right there for BKYI and CHNR, that China Natural Resources, and this one's getting set up, and this one runs around a lot anyway, and it is getting set up to run up. And again, we went through a bunch of China ones, 54 up to 58, and it closed at that 58. So keep an eye on this one, CHNR, and them China ones are heating up, guys. I'm telling you, and they get wild. So CTRM, Castor Maritime, look at this thing getting curled up right here. And these shipping ones too are getting wild, especially the Greece ones. We were going to go through them. I looked at a couple of them, and they were pretty much setting up right there. So CTRM looks like it wants to roll right off of that MACD and get cruising. So that's another one to keep an eye on. A lot of good ones right here on the list from Laptop Travel. CVV, let's see what you're up to. CVD Equipment Corporation, and that just got into that channel right there. Let's see. Yeah, that's not looking bad either. I mean, these are a lot of really good ones that look good right there. I'd keep an eye on that one too. So DSWL, and this one doesn't look so great. It looks like it did pull back some. DSWL right there. And I think it might have pulled back. It looked pretty good right there, but I think it pulled back in the after hours from what it looks like to me. 235 down to 227. So, yeah, looks like I had some after hour pullback. FEBO, let's see what Fenbo is doing right here, and that one was running up. I know this has been on the list, and we've been looking at it in the channel right here, and there you go. It ran up today, 122 to 136, but it gapped up because it closed at 118 yesterday, and it's at 125 right now and looking good. So keep an eye on that FEBO because that's not looking too bad. And let's see what HUDI is up to. Hootie. And it's like Huadi International Group, and this is trying to crawl up. It's hitting that resistance. Let's see if it ran up in the after hours. I didn't look over there. 164. No, it's actually kind of pulling back there, so we'll see. It may pull back a little bit. I didn't look at it. I thought maybe it got over this channel right here, but it didn't. So Hootie may be pulling back tomorrow. We'd have to look at that one to get a better idea. In JCTC, let's see what this is up to. And that is trying to crawl up. It is hitting some resistance. JCTC right here. And, yeah, I mean, look at it. It's trying to crawl back up to that 50. It's only 4 cents away, but it's looking pretty solid. It was trying to get up there, dip down, some healthy pullback, and now trying to run up. And that's a crazy name to say out in public. Jewett Cameron Trading Company, lumber and wood production. So, yeah, you're just going to say JCTC. And I don't know what that one, it just looks like it wants to get set up and run. For the old JCTC, it's getting into that channel, and it's going to curl up. You can just see it. So keep your eye on that one as well. And like I said, a ton of good ones right here. LSTA, Lasada Therapeutics. I don't think we ever looked at this. Not that I remember, but let's look at it now. Let me type it in right. LST. Oh, I had it right. LSTA. Yeah, that's it. And it is moving up there. That looks pretty good to get up. And you have resistance there, like 250, but not looking bad from 243. I'm telling you, this list is just solid right here. MTNB right there. Matinas Biopharm. I know we've gone through this a bunch of times, and this one's in that channel. Not looking bad from that look. Let's see. And look at that thing. 59. It was running up today. It pulled back a little bit, but again, not looking bad. So, yeah, a ton of great ones to keep an eye on. I'll send this list out, and you guys, I already sent it out once, but if you've missed it, I'll shoot it out again with my notes. And yeah, there's just a ton of great ones on here, guys. And this one, OBIO, Orchestra Biomed or something. And that one's just kind of setting up. It doesn't look like it's really ready just yet, but look at that run up there, 431 to 460, and that's where it closed. So there you go. It did run up, and keep an eye on it to try to move some more. So just some, like I said, just almost all of these bad boys are ones to look at right here, and possibly could be moving, and this one looks great. This is the other one. So we looked at that ONCO and OCTO. I get confused between the two all the time. And we looked at them, the other one tonight, and I always think that that one's this one and this one's that one. For whatever reason, I have no idea, but I confuse these two. And yeah, OCTO, this thing's looking great, guys. Look at it. It was up today. And OCTO, Octo, running up into that channel, 133, pulled back a little bit. It's at 123, but again, still looking really good, trying to get set up there. And I think that looks good. And that ONCO ran today too, guys. So that was looking good as well. So actually, both of them are looking good right there, Octo and Onco. And yeah, they put them two together, and I'm definitely confused. ORKT, I should say, Orange Cloud. I remember looking at this thing. Wow, that looks way better right here, guys. I remember it was like way down. It ran up some, and here we go at ORKT. Yeah, it's not looking bad. I would keep an eye on that one. Orange Cloud right there trying to get set up. So again, this list is just a really good one. This one's Sinai and Immunotherapeutics, SCNI, and that one wants to get blasting off, guys. So keep an eye on SCNI. That looks really good as well. And I think we looked at this before. It had run up pretty good one time. And let's see, I don't really remember when it was, but I just kind of remember it popping up. It could have just been like something stupid like around here, because it wasn't that long ago. I just remember we had, but this is a much better setup right here. So keep an eye on that SCNI right there. That does look good. And TLF, let's see what that's doing. Tandy Leather Factory. Huh. That looks like it's about to cruise up too. TLF. Yeah, look at it, trying to get onto that 20 right there. Not looking bad for the Tandy Leather Factory, so we'll have to keep an eye on good old Tandy Leather Factory here. Look at that. Gets up there tomorrow with some momentum, your money. So there you go. And Toro, Toro. This is another one of them shipping ones that's running up. Look at these guys. They're just running up right there on these shipping guys. So it 254 to 240, it's at 253 in that channel, looking good. So I would keep an eye on that as well. And Xwell right here, we looked at this, and I think I added an extra letter. Xwell, I spelled the whole thing out. We looked at this last night, and this one was running up because I saw this today, and it was, look at it, 110 to 130. It closed at 110, opened and closed at the same price, but it did run up there. And that one we looked at last night. And ZOZ, Zoo's Power. And that one's getting blasted off. Look at this thing running up. So, wow, what a good list right there. Laptop Travel, thank you very much. Because check out that guy, 170, 186. It's at 182. And your 50's at like 198. So there you go. It's Zoos, Z-O-O-Z. And that is a great list. So greatly appreciate that. Looks perfect right there. And let's go through our Jolie's Jams real quick and see what that list is up to. Her Agrify, it looked a little better today. Look at it in that channel right there, trying to curl up. And yeah, some of them look good. Some of them got beat down on tariffs. This one looked good in particular. BLNK was trying to set up yesterday and pull back. Look at this thing. Just couldn't hold itself up. And let's see what it's going to do here with it, how to close. Oh, it closed down, huh? We'll see if it tries to roll off and get cruising back up. Look at it. It keeps taking them big bounces, but recovering. So we'll see if it can do it again. And good old Sezzle. I don't know what I just typed in, but Sezzle. Let's see what that's up to. That was down $13. And look at all this resistance it has up here. And yeah, it's just kind of pulling back a little bit. And it honestly, they can get turned back up or turned back down in a light switch tomorrow, and they've been doing it and controlling the market, so I can't really tell you exactly what they want to do, but they have something in mind. And good old Sterling right here was pulled back, and we're just waiting for this to come back down, and I'm telling you, this will get set up. Just wait for that 20 and 50 to get met up, and it'll shoot that bad boy way up there, and it has a lot of room. And good old Rivian was hitting the resistance up here and pulling back, but again, it has a really nice channel, so maybe it pulls back a little bit. And Symbotic was down, pulling back to the 20 and just sitting right there. So that is what you're looking at with your Jolie's jams. And yeah, look at Symbotic just coming back to the 20. It was looking pretty good. Pull back. We'll see. Maybe they try to run up tomorrow. You're going to be able to tell if they want to dip down more, if they want to roll back up. So again, they're just using the tariffs as a indicator and a light switch to change the market how they need to do it, and they're just trying to get the interest rates down so that they can actually do something. So that's what's going on. That's the market. And there's your laptop travel list, which looks amazing tonight, and your Jolie's jams and a bunch of great ones to keep an eye on for tomorrow, so you know what to look at, and I'll send out the list again. Let's go ahead. We'll look at crypto. 87,557 for Bitcoin. Sol is under 140 at 139.24, and Ethereum is at 2,024. Ripple's back down to 237 right there. And let's see what Cardano's doing at 73. It's just under 74 cents. And let me see what Doge is up to. It's under 20. It's at 0.197. And there you go with that. We'll take a look at Bitcoin and see what it's up to really quick. Let's see what these guys are doing. They just had a little bit of pullback. They've been in that channel right now, and we know that. So we kind of know. Hold on. Let me do this again. Well, 1 second. BTC USD, and let me go to the Coinbase one. That's the one I always use. And yeah, they're in this channel right here, just kind of hanging out. So nothing crazy. 87.6, just like I said. And yeah, nothing crazy. I think you're just going to see them in this channel, so I don't think we have to really worry at the moment. I'll keep my eye on them and keep you posted, but look at them just sitting here, run up, pull back. You're just going to see them running around while these things get set up, and I think you have a little bit of time right here unless he tweets something out or says something crazy. So that's what they look like at the moment. This should roll up a little bit right there for Ethereum, and here is Ripple XRP USD right there. And again, Ripple looks pretty good. It wants to get kind of aggressive, so that's good. And Cardano, let's look at that one real quick and see what it's up to right here. And there it is. Yeah, it just kind of wants to maybe pull back a little bit, or this is going to crawl up and just get them moving. But they're in that channel where they'll bounce around enough, and you know, they'll just maintain there so that they can keep the prices kind of just cruising around while they do stuff. And then you know, they have an agenda going on where they can just, you know, snap their finger and make things just pop immediately. You guys can tell you haven't seen any of these huge leverages, so that's why they're just jumping around and just kind of running flat, because nothing's really going on. So that's what you're seeing at the moment, and it's just a lot of setup period. So that's what you see there. And let's go ahead and look at our SPY and our big caps, our Mag 7 and all them guys. And then I'll go through and see what you guys want to see at the end. If I missed anything, so if I didn't catch anything that you want to look at, go ahead and post it up and I'll take a look at it. And again, appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're brand new, tuning in for the first time, we are doing a live show where we just go through stock charts. I compile a list of what you guys want to look at. So if you want something added, just go ahead, post it up in the comments, or just follow along on the Twitter and or the X account or StockTwits. And each night I just ask you what stocks you want to look at and just send them over. I add them to the list. We take a look at it and we pick out what's going to be popping, and I'll take a picture of my list and show you what we marked down. And again, we take a look at a lot of them, but we do pick out exactly what's going to be popping. And as you can tell, I say, that one's not looking good, or let me look at this tomorrow. But you can get an idea of which ones want to move. And the people that listen to the show and have been, and there's been listeners, Laptop Travel, been listening since day one. And Luis Rodriguez has been on for a very long time, and a few other people, so they definitely know. And yeah, we just call it how it is, and we pick out what wants to move. We just ran the SPY down really nice. When it was dipping down perfectly, we were still hitting 100% plusers, 300%ers, and we do it every day. And I've been doing it for years and years and years. And you guys can just look; it's all documented on my YouTube pages and StockTwits and everywhere, and on here on X and everything. So you guys can go back and look and see how many 100%ers. And I don't really post that much, to be honest with you. Not much at all. So when you look at the percentages of what I post compared to and how many 100%ers there are, it's pretty crazy. So we zero in, and I don't just post nonsense. And again, I don't just tell you, this is going to run. We really look at the charts. Obviously, anything can happen. Like Trump just talks about tariffs today, and you get a huge reaction to the market and see what's happening. But we always just diagnose and see what's happening and readdress it, figure out what's going to be popping, and look at it. So there you go. That's what we do on the live show. And we do it every night at 9 p.m. and then we do it at 7 a.m. every single morning. So there you go. And let's rock and roll through our SPY and our big caps. And let's see what we're going to get ourselves into tomorrow, because look at them pulling back. They had that look where you didn't know what they wanted to do. They could have went either way the other day. They looked like they wanted to go up. And he just talks about tariffs, and you see them coming down. So are they going to pull back down and roll off the MACD? Very well possible, and that's what we could be looking at for tomorrow. So just giving you as a heads up, but you just never know. It could have just been a major reaction, and then the market lights up totally green tomorrow, because look at Apple just sitting on them support lines and could easily roll back up. It's crossed through, not looking bad. So yeah, you could go either way really, really quick. Look at it. It looks like it wants to jump back up. It's hitting resistance, and again, it just you can't even tell. I mean, I wish I could. And the majority of the time, this administration now, it's kind of tough because they just, flip the switch whenever they want. But usually we can get a very good idea of what the market wants to do. But there has been a lot of them that have been a little tough a lot of days. And on the weekends, they just been leaving it like a coin flip. So Amazon pulled back there, but it's sitting right there on the 20. It did come down quite a bit, but does it want to bounce right back up? Look at it. Or does it want to come back down to here at the 190? So, I mean, it has that look like it could go either way really quick. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then you have Google. That was up looking great. Wanted to pop up, pull back right there, and could go either way. Looks like it wants to run back up tomorrow, but could easily pull back down, as you can tell. So they just left every one of them like that. I promise you, it's crazy. And Meta right here, good old META. Down $15, and look at the setup happening right here. So, I mean, I don't see it pulling back a whole lot, but it could pull back a little bit, and it could also just bounce right back up into this channel. So, again, they're all looking like that, and it's all across the board, basically. We just went through a big list, and a lot of them look like this. Microsoft pulling back, sitting on that 20, easily could bounce right back off. So, absolutely keeping an eye on the Mag 7, and we go through them every morning as well, so we get a really good idea of what's going on at 7 a.m. as the second pre-market, because the first one opens up at 4 a.m. and it runs to about 7, and it is wild from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. If you're on Webull, this thing is absolutely insane, and you got to check it out. And if you're not on it, you got to check it out because it is insane what goes on, and the things are just cruising. Anyway, NVIDIA right here. Let's look at NVIDIA pulling back right there, and NVIDIA looks like it's coming down though, doesn't it? And again, it could get stuck up on that MACD and then bounce right back up. So, but it does look like it was coming down pretty strong. But these things have been turning around, and it does look like it's trying to set up here, but maybe not. So it's a lot of craziness going on these charts, and again, it's just a lot of overreactions to whatever happens and Trump says. And Tesla's pulling back right here. It was looking great, and we'll see, is it going to pull back to that 20, or is it just going to roll right back up? Hard to tell. It looks like it's going to pull back a little bit more. I mean, again, you just can't even tell. Look at it. It could jump right back up there tomorrow. It could come down to that 20 and then just bounce right back up there. So it is kind of tough to tell. I'm not going to lie. For your Mag 7, that's what they look like. Here, let's go through these guys. AMC, I don't know how I even do that. AMC's getting to be in a good spot. I know it ran up a little bit today, and we'll have to look at it getting into that channel and running up 311 to 318, but it did come back down to 303. So we will look at it tomorrow, see what's up. And GameStop, we were pretty early on that one, saying it was getting set up the other day. And there you go. GameStop had no idea what was going on, but did pop up 28 to 29.92, and it came back down to 26 something. So you definitely wanted to get out, but it does look like it's setting up. Maybe it gets back into this channel and then gets cruising again. You can see all that movement right there, but it could absolutely pull back right on you. And Chewy was looking good. I thought that was up. It was definitely up at some point today. I know that. CHWY. Yeah, I was going to say that thing definitely ran up 32.23 to 35.60, and it closed at 32.80. So it was definitely up. I know it was, and I knew it was in this channel, and it was pretty strong when I saw it. So it did pull back there for CHWY, and we'll keep an eye on this. It does appear to be setting up for us. And good old Unity right here. This one's kind of just pushing itself down. That one may actually go down. It looks like Unity. Look at that. It does kind of look like it might get pushed down, so I'll look at that tomorrow, see if it does get pushed down some. And let's take a look at Netflix. It was down $26, huh? And they have earnings coming up. That is in April 17th, so that's coming up in a whiles away. And it does look like it could, either way, look at it, guys. I mean, it's just like a coin flip right there. I could have to guess. I mean, it bounce off that 50, or it can come right back down here, get set back up, and try to run up. And we'll be able to tell way better tomorrow morning, that's for sure. AVGO, look at that dip though. That's a nice one right there. AVGO came down pretty good, and if it comes down crossing through, you can bet that it's going to dip down. Look at it, has another support down here at like 169. It just kind of blasted right through that first one, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. And MU right here, that came down as well, so the semiconductors were pulling back, and that one is coming down. Look at that. So MU pulling back right there. TSM, I think that one was also pulling back, if I remember. Yeah, it definitely came down. And remember last night, it had that look that it, you couldn't really tell. It had that weird look, but I just was like, that's kind of odd. Well, they wanted to pull back. That's why. So we'll see. They're hitting some support lines, and we'll see if they can hold themselves up tomorrow. SMCI, that was pulling back as well, and it has good support down here, but it does look like it wants to come back down to it. And how about AMD was pulling back, and it's hitting that 50, but you might see that come back down some more. So there you go on them guys, AMD and your and Qualcomm, QCOM. This is pulling back a little bit, coming down to your 20. It was looking like you had no idea what it wanted to do, but it was looking pretty good the other day, and now you're coming to your 20. So we'll have to see what Qualcomm wants to do. And Intel right here is dipping down and going to hit that 20 and the MACD, and it could actually come down right there. Let me see. It could. Let's see if it holds up tomorrow. That's going to be an interesting one for sure. We'll be looking at it in the morning. And how about PayPal came down and another one coming down to that 20. So they all have that similar look, guys. I can tell you that. And good old Snow right here. That actually came down. It wasn't looking bad the other day, and it could go either way so far. It could come down here, it could pop right up, and every single one of them, unfortunately, looked the same. And Dell pulling back onto that 20 and looking very similar. Yeah, I mean, look at these things. They could just bounce or they could go down. So we'll go through it definitely in the morning. Palantir, I knew, came down, and it looks like it has some good support. Could get stuck up there and run up a little bit. And how about Sophie was pulling back? And again, looks like it could pull back some more, but has great support down there. So we're going to have to see what the reaction is basically tomorrow. And Mara pulled back, and crypto is looking so good, but not ready yet. They're not ready for these things to get rolling. So they're letting them set up, and then they're pulling them back and talking tariffs and doing this. And like I said, Riot not ready, pull back right there. So you can see it's being manipulated, and it's being manipulated for a reason, so they can try to get things done there. So you have to understand what's going on behind the scenes as well. And MicroStrategy did pull back, but again, look at this thing trying to set up when it's 20 and 50 and holding it up and looking good down there. So we'll take a look at strategy in the morning, MSTR. Maybe it gets into that channel, but it's still looking really strong, I would say. And CLSK pulled back a little bit, and it's in that channel, so that's not bad. Coinbase was down a hair, and so is Hood, but really not much. Again, both of them just came back down to the 20s. There's your Hood, and there's your Coinbase. So both of them did basically what everything's doing right now. And even DJT pulled back right there. It was up yesterday. And good old Fun did the same thing, pulled back a little bit. So everything did, but it doesn't look terrible. And Mountain MTN, we know this one's trying to get set up. Look at it, trying to run. Everything else is down. Mountain wants to run up, and it's going to get up over this 165 and actually blast off there. So you're going to keep an eye on MTN, good old Val Resorts right there. And let's see what MCD's doing. McDonald's was up 666. Oh, my goodness. It's the devil, McDonald's. And MCD, let's see what it's doing here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I must say. It does have some resistance. And remember, we were looking at it. It looked like it wanted to kind of come down yesterday, but it had other plans. And it almost looks like it wants to curl through. Let's see. Hitting it pretty good, but it's in that spot where it could come down, but it looks great. So I would look at McDonald's tomorrow. I mean, it does actually look pretty good right there. And good old Boeing right here. That looks like it could be pulling back, and they had recently ran up with that $20 billion contract, so you might come back down into the 173s for Boeing. And let's see what Space is doing. And that's been a disaster for a while. It's pulling back already. It tried to run out of the basement. It ran up a little bit up here, hit the 50, and just came right back down. And that one hasn't been the best. And IBM was up a little bit. Look at IBM trying to curl up here, and we'll have to see. I mean, if it can get running, it's trying to. I just don't know if it's ready at the moment. So, and again, that 20 might push it right down a little bit. Maybe nothing crazy, but it could. And Disney was running around 101 to 102, and it closed at 100. So it actually pulled back right here for Disney. Let's see. Yeah, Disney's just kind of running around. And again, just kind of hanging out there, just crossed through. And let's see what it wants to do. It's crossed through and probably just going to run a little flat or so. So nothing crazy, but again, you can tell that they're reacting to the tariffs. Oxy, these guys were still up, but it's going to hit that resistance up there. And ExxonMobil was up as well. Remember, we liked these guys, and that's why, because they were looking pretty good like that. Look at ExxonMobil cruising 116 to 119 at 118, and could possibly get right into the top right there. So keep your eye on ExxonMobil. Remember, we liked it down here at 103. Well, there you go for ExxonMobil. And Nike right here, NKE. And that keeps pulling back. We thought it was going to. There you go. It came down some more. So there you go at Nike. It is pulling back, and it looks like it could pull back even more tomorrow. So we'll look at it and see if it does. And that DXYZ, that pulled back as well, and just some dipping in that channel. So there you go with them, and there you are with that list. And let me see what else you guys want to see real quick over here. If I missed anything, MBOD, GTEC, didn't I look at that one? I forget. Greenland, we definitely did. That one looks pretty good to run up there. That GTEC. Oh, yeah, that one already ran. We did look at that one. That's right. So I must have already looked at that one. What I think about it for tomorrow, watch it early in the morning for momentum, because look at it. It's already popped up there pretty wild. So I would definitely keep an eye on it for that early morning momentum play. And let's see. David Caserta, how are you this evening? You're very new to this. Any Rex on penny stocks? You're ATM. Oh, tomorrow, I guess that means. I'm not sure if that is that a stock ticker. ATN. What's that? No, I didn't think so. Anyway, you confuse me easily if you write something weird. Anyway, yeah, just listen to the show. And if you just started doing this, honestly, the best thing to do is follow along for like a good couple weeks, good 3 weeks, get an idea of what's going on in the market. Basically, or paper trade them, just like we do with the list. I mean, I send out that list every night. You can go through and mark them down, keep track of a couple of them, a couple penny ones, a couple of the big caps, just to see how the chart's running, and you keep track, because we do it live right here, so you can get a good idea of what's going on. And that's your best bet, to be honest with you, without putting any money into it. You want to get a good idea, get the idea of what I'm even talking about. Like I say, in the basements down here under your 30 RSI, and at the top is in your 70s, and just get a good idea of where you want to be looking at things and things that are moving around. So there's a lot to be learned, and it's not real easy. It's one of the hardest things to do, because there's a lot of emotions in it. So you got to have your eyes on these, and especially penny stocks, if you jump into them, just to give you a good idea. Like I was just saying a little bit ago, at 4 a.m., see, the markets used to not really run like that at 4 a.m. until Webull kind of came along and changed things around, I guess. And the pre-market used to basically be at like 7 a.m. So you would have like 7 a.m. to 9:30, and you'd get these penny stocks would be popping, and then they would even run into the market at 9:30 would open, and they would still run and pop up until like 9:45. You'd try to get out of them for the most part, and you don't see that anymore. So you see these penny stocks running at like 4 a.m. and they go ballistic. And then all of a sudden by 7 a.m., when like most of the bigger platforms that you trade on, like E-Trade and them ones, you can't trade them at 4 a.m. So you have to wait till 7 a.m. and then even trade them in an extended hour. So you got to set that up and know how to do that in your account. If you don't have extended hours set up and agree to that, then you can't trade at 7 a.m. You have to wait until 9:30 a.m. So you just have to know all this different things to just even have an idea. So if you have any questions, David, just feel free to ask. We have a great community here, a ton of knowledgeable people, and everybody's really cool. Trust me, you can send me a DM on X. I will respond. Like I tell everyone, just make sure it's my real account, because there's a bunch of fake accounts out there for me, and they're not me, obviously, impersonators, and they do try to scam people, so you have to be careful. But you can tell if you're talking to me. I pretty much message it just the way I talk, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to tell right away. So feel free, or just post a comment and you'll know I'll definitely respond to you. I try to respond to everybody, and I tell you, if I don't see something, just shoot me a message or something, because I might have missed it. And those of you that listen know, but I did suffer a brain injury like less than 2 years ago. I was jacking up a house. I got hit with a 10-ton jack with the pressure of a 2-story house right there across my right over my eye. So I don't see things as well anymore, and I miss things. So yeah, you just got to keep up on me. Sometimes I forget. So that's that. And yeah, any questions, you let us know. And like I said, we do this every night at 9 p.m. and every morning at 7 a.m. And we just go through, pick out the poppers. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's like cognitive therapy for my brain. I love it. And I've been doing stock charts for over 20 years. It was just always a hobby of mine. And obviously, we have fun with it. We try to anyway. So there you go. Target price on that. Which one? That one's a tough one with that pop up up like that, target prices, you can't even tell. Look at that thing. You wouldn't even know where that thing could run, even if it won. And again, at 4 a.m., you better be watching that thing because it could continue to spike or it could just dip right back down. So they're hard to tell when they run up like that in the after hours. But generally, when they get up and they stay up at their highs, they do like to run up a little bit more in the morning. And again, it could only be from 4 to 4:10 a.m. We were talking about the other day, TNON, and then literally yesterday, we talked about 2 days ago, yesterday it popped up, and we brought it back on the list because it was looking good. And that was a beautiful run. So yeah, we see these things, and I'm not the only one. Like I say, you listeners send in great stock tickers. You see Laptop Travel has his own section because he sends in a list every single night, and it's a great list. He runs a scanner, goes through, he takes a lot of time out of his schedule and provides us a ton of great content. And then he does it in the morning with these laptop lowdowns that are just ones that are beaten down, and they all basically run to 100%. We just track them down and see exactly when they're going to get moving, and then they just start popping. And I'm sure like OCEA was on there before, and all these bad boys. I know like VVPR and everything that you see run has come off these lists. So we make an ultimate watch list, and as I explain also, you don't even want to try to trade all these. You want to just focus on really one of them, especially in this choppy market, and just really trade that smart. That's all you got to do. Just focus on one, trade it smart, lock in your profits, move to the next one, and basically build some confidence in this market right here. You don't have to hit the 100%ers. Believe me, I say it all the time. You can pick all the 100%ers you want, but if you don't trade them smart, they're useless. So sometimes you're better off just trading the big caps and just locking in 5% because it's way easier. So just have to, and you got to adapt to your style when you can look at the market. If you're trying to trade penny stocks and you got a pretty, active full-time job, probably not the best strategy because you need your eyes on them things unless you're setting your sells already and stuff like that. But that's even tough because you miss these huge pops and you're like, damn, that's crazy. And again, they move so fast too that they can be up 150% in 10 minutes and right back down. So that's what you look at in these things, and you got to know the market. So for who was asking before, David. So yeah, just a good overview right there of the entire market for you, to David, and anybody that's new to this, that's just tuning in, listening. And again, you can always ask any questions if you have a question about anything. But yeah, that's a great overview of how the market really works. And again, we pivot with everything. Everyone that knows, I said before I wasn't going to trade penny stocks anymore. I was just trading options, and that completely threw that out the window because penny stocks started flying, and clearly this Mag 7 was sitting tight, not doing anything. And so you got to just pivot and see what your best opportunity is, and that's what we really do. It doesn't matter if it's crypto, if it's a penny stock, big cap, mid cap, it doesn't really matter. If it's setting up and it looks good and we like it, we'll take advantage of that opportunity. That's the opportunity presented to us at that moment, and it's the best one. You have to take it. So you can't just focus, I'm just going to do options and big caps, or I'm just going to trade penny stocks, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to only do that. If you think like that, you'll eliminate yourself probably 75% of the time from the market. And especially right now, they just move like crazy, guys. So you have to be really, really careful when you're like picking around and looking at everything. So just a good overview of what you're looking at. And yeah, that's if you, like I said, you ever have questions, let me know. And honestly, the target prices right now, I used to be able to tell, they're like so impossible now. Like I tell you, you just got to lock in profits on your way up. So that's no problem. Marzook, I think, Ali, there you go. And do I think OCEA will run again tomorrow? We'll take a look at it again. It was the first one that we looked at, so let's take a look and see. It did run up today, obviously, and it doesn't look too bad. It pulled back some. Honestly, another one, I would look at this thing early in the morning at your 4 a.m., guys, because these things like to run up early and pull back, especially with a look like that. It's getting into that channel. You could have it running up, and obviously market conditions are pretty much everything, especially right now with these overreactions. And It's almost a coin flip. They left it like a coin flip for us. They've been doing it way too often. We obviously like when we can pinpoint on exactly what we're doing, and the night before, most of the time you can. Right now it's been a little choppy, so it's hard, so that's why I say 7 a.m. we review it again and make sure that we nail everything. And so yeah, there you go. And let's see what else is going on, if I missed anything else, and then we'll go ahead and hit the scanners. And Lewis BABA right here, take a look at that spike. Let's see. That one's been on fire lately. Oh, it was dipping down, huh? It looks like it was pulling back. Let's see. What's it up to here? Yeah, it might pull back right there, so we might have to watch that one, huh? Might have to see why. Do they have something going on tomorrow? I'm not sure, but I don't see anything. But yeah, that actually, I know it ran up recently. Looks like it's going to pull back right there, BABA. We'll watch it tomorrow morning and see what's going on with that one for sure. And here we go. Let's just take a look at the scanners, see if we see anything. I know I already looked at them before I hopped on, and nothing really jumped out. This one was jumping up today, LYT, and I know we looked at it before, Lightus, and it just kept dipping down there. And honestly, it has that look like it could go tomorrow again, but I would be watching it really early in the morning. LYT, look at it. It's right there. And, it has that look like, but it's an early morning one. DMN we went over, looks pretty good for tomorrow. DGLY, the VVPR could keep going up a little bit. Ford, with them ones, again, we looked at this down here and said it was setting up to get good, and that was way down here, and look at it running up. And with the tariffs, Ford's probably going to be pretty decent. So there you go with that. And this one we were looking at the other day, OSRH, that popped up there. And Lucid, we've looked at, it's just getting set up. Oh, someone wanted me to look at Mullen. I totally forgot. Here we go at Mullen, and it's probably the worst company ever. So it popped up yesterday, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to throw a reverse split in like tomorrow or an offering. Let's see, did they do anything? I wouldn't doubt it. They recognized something. Hold on. As of March 21st, Mullen has recognized record GAAP quarterly revenue. Yeah, well, that means nothing. They hold the record for reverse splits. We went through it last night. Look at all these S's right here in a row. Look at that. You can't even go down the chart without getting one. That's insane, guys. It's the most diluted company on the planet right here. Is literally this company. So yeah, it's one of them ones that you just gotta not really care about, I guess. Everyone has a good Mullen story from back in the day where you got caught in a reverse split. It does run 100%. I've hit it. I can post all the times that it's done it, like we've called it. But again, that was back in the day, and you stay away from that thing. It's crazy. BON we looked at. Surge went up today, and we went over them Quantum guys, so they weren't really doing a whole lot for us tonight. And this one, DNN, we've been looking at it. It's just kind of getting set up right there. You can see Neo is down. We did all these guys. Plug's been pulling back. It ran up for us already. And look at the SPY has just been sitting there. We looked at it. This AGMH is looking pretty good. We know that. And let's see what else. Them American Airlines and all, they're way down. All the airline guys. And this T, remember we were looking, is it AT&T? Yeah, remember we were looking at it. We were saying it looked really good. Look at that thing rolling right up there. It's hitting that MACD. It looks like it wants to roll up. We might have to look at AT&T tomorrow. And there you are, BLNE. That ran up today. We looked at that last night, and that was looking good. So there you are with them guys. And let's see if there's anything over here real quick that just grabs our attention. What's that? HOND. Not that it looks good. It's just interesting. That's a shell company. That's why the chart just looked weird. That's why I looked at it. And with the PTPI and Surge, they all ran today. AQB. And what's this guy right here just dipping down? That's a ETF right there. That's a brand new one. I saw it today. I didn't. Oh, IONQ has an ETF, guys. I didn't even know that's what it was. I saw this today, and that IONQ is has now an ETF on it. Go figure. Yeah, nothing really crazy, guys. So I can't say anything's really grabbing my attention. I'll go ahead and look at StockTwits. They always have a couple good ones that are trending. And it says the stock skid dollar nears 3-week top as Trump announces auto tariffs. Asian stocks decline as Trump tariffs sap risk. And Trump announces 25% tariffs on all foreign-made vehicles. And let's see, stock, NASDAQ falls, and NVIDIA, Tesla dropped more than 5%. Trump announces 25% tariffs on finished cars and some parts. That's tough for the auto industry. Yeah, I don't even understand, because if you do all the parts and stuff, I don't think we really manufacture that many parts in this country. I'm sure we do some, but I don't know. That might hurt the auto industry. I have no idea. We'll have to see. He's just using it as a bargain anyway, and to manipulate the market right now while they try to do things. So I wouldn't even look into it too much. Not really a big deal, I don't think, to be honest with you. And let's go ahead and see if anything's on StockTwits real quick. Let me see what's going on over here. Well, let me see. Let's see real quick. StockTwits. Let's look. Here we go. Ford is up there. It looks like it's way down, though, huh? It looks like it's down like 4%, and this is pretty accurate when it goes to overnight on StockTwits, I have to say. StockTwits is great with the pricing, and so is this as well. So, yeah, there you go. Ford is down right there, and GM is down. GameStop's up a little bit. It looks like it's still up. Let's see, in the after hours. Oh, no, it says it's down 210, so Rivian looks down. Hood's down. Carvana's back down 10%. We ran that up the other day, and that was short-lived, huh? CVNA. Yeah, that ran up. And again, they're just running through these channels, so you kind of know exactly what they're doing. And what's STLA? I don't even know what that is. STLA, we've looked at this before. That auto manufacturer in UK, I'll try to say it's Stellantis, NV. I don't even know. Stellantis maybe, but that looks like it's dipping down. And SLNO, I don't know what that is, but that's actually moving right there. SLNO, let's see. SLNO. And yeah, it's 1653 again. I was like, where's it moving? I had to look up here. And they, if you didn't hear, hopefully we FinViz in the next month gets the charting all right, because they I was talking to them today, and they are working on it, let's say that. But this did look good. Look at that 20 and 50 meeting up, and this thing shot up like 30% right there. So SLNO, that might be one to keep an eye on tomorrow morning, guys. It could run some more right there. Tesla and CLF are both down. I'm not sure what CLF is. Cliff? No, Cleveland Cliffs. How about that? That is steel, and that is pulling back at the moment. So there you go. I would say that's what we're looking at in the market right now. Let me see. I think I got everything. I don't think I missed anything anyway, and I'll go ahead and put the list on the stock cube, so I don't forget to post a picture of it, because if I don't put it on there, you guys know me, I ain't remembering nothing. I'm not remembering anything for too long. I can remember stock charts and stock tickers. It's quite amazing, but like I said, I'll tell you, I'll post out the picture, and then 3 seconds later, it's like I never even said that happened. So it's pretty bizarre. And anyway, that's what happens when you get hit in the head. But there you go for our market review. I would say that's a really good market review right there. And our SPY and everything is just sitting there waiting. I did retweet David. Luis Rodriguez. I'm looking at David's name. Luis Rodriguez posted up the schedule for tomorrow, so I reposted that out, and you guys can see what's going on with all that. And NOK, that's Nokia. Let's see what it's doing. I've traded that one a million times. Good old Nokia right here, and it looks like it's pulling back. You might be able to short it down, but yeah, it was way down here in the threes before, I know that, and it has run up into the fives. It's not bad, but I would say it's coming back down for Nokia. So there you go with that one. Yeah, I would say Nokia is probably pulling back on you, and that's what it looks like at the moment. Again, we'll be on at 7 a.m. and we'll go through our pre-market, see what it looks like, and see what we're getting into, what's going to be popping. And I'll post out the list from tonight. You guys can take a look at it. Anybody new tuning in, I greatly appreciate it. We do it every night at 9 p.m. Go through a ton of charts. And again, it's just a list that I compile from you guys that you send it in. And I jot them all down each night between X and stock twits and, the messages and all. So, yeah, just if you want to look at anything, take a look. Oh, this one was looking good. It meant to go on the list. AUD, that was setting up at the end of the day. We looked at it the other day as well. And another one you can keep an eye on. So, yeah, I'll go through it tomorrow, and then I always post everything during the day and keep you guys updated. So if you ever have any questions, just let us know, and we'll definitely keep you updated and let you know any answers that you want to know. Like I said, we have a great community on here and a ton of people that are very, very knowledgeable, and everybody's very cool. I talk to a ton of people. They message in. So like I said, you can feel free to hit me up at any time, and we always enjoy to do this. So thank you, everybody. I always greatly appreciate everybody tuning in, all the feedback. So if you don't follow along, go ahead, follow on X and YouTube. It does live stream on there as well. And so, yeah, check it out each morning, each night. And we will be back on 7 a.m. And we do our Jolie's jumpers, so we know what's popping. We do our laptop lowdowns, which we know are way down, and they get moving. And then we run through our SPY, our big caps, like that list that's on there tonight. And then we check out crypto and anything that's popping. So that's what we do. And it's a quick show, basically 7 to 7:40-ish usually. And then I have to hop off and get my little guy ready for school. So we don't I don't hang out that long for the show, but we know what's going on. We know what to trade in the morning. And it's going to be popping and setting up, and then I update it as the day goes on. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. I think it's a good market review. Let me know any feedback. Keep me posted if you guys see anything that you like and you think is going to pop, because like I said, you guys provide a ton of great content as well. And obviously go ahead and follow like Laptop Travel. Even Luis Rodriguez sends out a ton of great content and posts some great stocks all the time. And like I said, just the listener, you guys are awesome. That's why our show's really cool and fun to be on. And so yeah, thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it. I'll send out a picture of the list, and I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. So there you go. And all information presented here is for educational and information purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. Thanks again for everybody that tuned in. Greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and make sure that you're following along, and I will see you guys at 7 a.m. So see you guys in the morning, and have a good night, everybody.